All right, so this is our final Thursday meeting for the month of May. We're almost ready to hit June, and topic. One thing that has resonated with me is by age 65, most people are going to be dead or dead broke by 65. Around 98% of people are going to be dead or dead broke. And um, I heard that statistic a long time ago, and I didn't want to accept it. I just knew that, me being in debt was not comfortable and I wanted to get out of debt. But when I heard that statistic, part of me was like, wow, I'm not alone. So I don't need to feel ashamed. And then the second part is why? Why why is that? Why are people relying on the government or their friends or their family, and that's the only source of income they have, or they've only saved a little bit? These these skills are not taught. This should be taught in school. This should be a math class. I mean, who's really using cosine and tangents, right? And trigonometry? Who's really using that? There are some people that are using that. Great, take the classes. But something that every human being needs to be self-sustaining is not being taught. So I'm going to be honest. I think it's a strategy. I think people that are bound to the government, they don't make waves, and they will vote for whoever's going to give them, the chicken. There was a chicken in every pot, or Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake. I don't know, but um, free people are a dangerous people to the government. Now, in the United States, the elected officials are supposed to be servants of the people, but it doesn't look like that. It's become the other way around. And I believe the best way to be free is to be financially free. If you have chosen to be an entrepreneur, or even if you have a boss, if you're financially free, you can leave at any time. You don't have to worry like, oh my gosh, I have 3 credit cards and I have a car payment and I have a mortgage and then I have the medical bills. I can't leave. I'm a slave to this job. I can't go anywhere because I need to pay the bills. And the thing is, we have made those choices. If that's the situation you're in, it's entirely your fault and you need to take personal responsibility. It's your fault. Once you accept responsibility, then you can change. But if you say, oh, hey, it's the government's fault, it's the school system's fault, I wasn't taught that. If you have that mentality, then you're the ones, putting the handcuffs on yourself. You're the ones locking it up if you pass off responsibility to somebody else. Now, like I said, I think we should have been taught that in school, but we weren't. I take personal responsibility for all of my financial failures. When I was single in California, I went out there because I got a job and it was a great job. The company went out of business. I had a beautiful apartment. I would walk out on the balcony and I would watch the dolphins play in the Pacific Ocean. It was amazing. And I was young and I was cocky and I'm like, I'll get another job. That'll be easy. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy myself and pay everything with my credit cards. And at that time, like every month, the credit card company with my statement would give me these convenience checks. I'm like, oh, I'll just write my rent with the convenience check. Psh. Oh my Lord. It was a very foolish thing. But nobody taught me what to do, not even my mom, not even my family. Who am I going to blame for writing the convenience check to pay my rent? Me. Nobody else wrote that check but me. Nobody else decided to slack off when they lost their job and play around as a young 20-something, except for me. And I learned from those failures, and I got out of debt, and then I went back into debt again with student loans. So long story short, I chose the debt. And if I didn't like it, I had to learn skills so it wouldn't happen again. Now, the skills are easy to find. It's not rocket science. Don't spend more than you make. That's it. Nobody needs to be in debt. Everybody knows that. It's not rocket science. So why are we in debt? And why do people get out of debt and go right back in debt? And why do people winning a lottery lose it all in 5 to 7 years? So I'm going to have you, Grace, any ideas? Why does this happen?
Well, just exactly what you said, that we spend more than we have. I think also we anticipate that more money is coming. So it's like, I'll spend this because my paycheck is coming on Friday and it'll just cover the overdraft. I know when I was single, that happened to me all the time. No, I'll just go into overdraft. It was $500 and I was consistently in overdraft. Just because I knew my paycheck is coming in a few days. So it'll cover that. It'll be fine.
So it's basically a mindset issue. We know what we need to do, but we have a mindset issue. And that brings back to when people earn more money, they spend more money and they get in greater debt. So if somebody's watching the replay and they're like, I just need more money. No, you don't. Because if you get more money, you're going to be in more debt. If you win the lottery, you're going to lose it all in 5 to 7 years. Statistically, that's what happens. So I am just going to take a few moments to share some of my notes from the past month. I've started journaling a little bit, which is not my strength, but it's powerful. It's powerful. I'm a big proponent of tracking, but now I'm doing a little journaling and seeing what comes up. So fear will make you broke, and greed is mental brokenness. Fear will make you broke, and greed is mental brokenness. I think that that we want more, and it's okay to want more, but it's not okay to to borrow against our future. And that's what you were doing, Grace. That's what I did. You're borrowing against your future. So debt is like an invoice for blessings that you've already chosen to receive before the harvest. I know your family are farmers. You can't go out to, I don't know, did you do corn? Do you do wheat?
We do wheat, lentils, sometimes soybeans, sometimes peas, canola, mustard.
Oh, mustard. Oh, how fun.
Yeah,
all right. So if I want some wheat, can I go out into the field and get wheat before you've planted the seeds?
No, no. And don't eat your seed. That ties into money too. Don't
Totally.
eat your seed, or you won't have what you need.
Totally. Money is seed. And
Mhm.
I mean, you're going to eat some of it, but the more seed you can plant for the future, the bigger harvest you're going to have. The more money you can invest for your future, you won't be one of those 65-year-olds that they're completely reliant on the government for. In America, we have Social Security and Medicare, but you gotta plant your seeds, just like you said.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
so, and you have to know what is driving your purchases. Now, if anybody's watching this, most people are watching it on a computer they own, and most people are not missing meals during the day because they're too poor to get food. Most people do not realize that if you have a roof over your head and a floor that's a real floor, not made of dirt, and you're able to eat 3 meals a day, you're richer than 98% of the people on the planet. So why are we broke? You know, we we want more. And again, it's okay, but marketing feeds on our fears. And we fall victim to marketing if we haven't already made a plan. You know, oh my gosh, I need that jacket. Oh my gosh, I need that vacation. Oh my gosh, look at that, you know, and um, there's fear of missing out, or there's fear of even investments. There's a whole tricky thing with investments. People play on fears. You know, come to our investment house and, you know, we're just going to charge, you know, 2% of your you know, you're going to be, they might use my statistic, which was Danny Johnson's statistic, dead or dead broke by age 65. Again, you got to take personal responsibility. So I think as we're going along, spend less than you make, take personal responsibility, and when you spend less, you've saved some seeds. And if you plant a seed, how much can you get if you plant a seed, Grace?
Well, if you think about that Bible illustration, one mustard seed creates a whole big bush, right? Just one little seed. Think about an acorn tree. One little acorn makes this huge tree. But I think what's really important is when you plant the seed, more seeds come that you can use again.
That's the key. That's
Mhm,
totally key. Speaking of seeds,
mhm.
gonna put you on the hot seat again. Did
Uh-huh.
you get that dividend stock?
I did not. I
Okay.
haven't been home, but I have 5 days off now. Is that right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 4 days off now. So I can work on that this weekend.
Let me know. Let me
Yeah,
know when you get it.
I
So,
will. I will. I'm
um,
excited. I'm excited about that. So I have the brokerage account open with Quest Trade, and that's a Canadian thing. I don't know if that's an American thing, might be. And then so I just have to make that initial jump into putting my deposit in there. Yeah.
and sometimes that step is scary, but again, right now you don't need to invest more than you're willing to lose. So let's
I
say it's
just
$100. If you
I just
lose $100, can you sleep at night?
Yes, absolutely. And I just keep telling myself I'm just taking it out of my savings account and putting it in a different vehicle. Um, it's still there, the money that I'm moving from savings to the investment account. So, yeah,
And then you become part owner and
right.
in the company, and then because you're part owner, you're going to get paid.
Exactly. Yes.
So, so that's really, that's awesome. That's making, that's taking seeds and planting it so you get a tree with more seeds. And there are certainly other ways for doing that. Some people write books, some people write songs, some people get royalties. Um, it's a cash flow that keeps paying you. Um, so again, that's something to research.
Mhm.
For everybody, plant some seeds so it's going to pay you back. Don't eat all your seeds. Okay, giving is huge. And I know you're a giver, and some people don't give because they're in debt. And some people don't give because, oh, well, a tithe is a whole 10%. I can never do that. And I say that you have to crack open this nut first. You have to crack open your own mindset. And when you get your paycheck, doesn't have to be 10%. It can just be something. When you get your paycheck, when you say the first dollar that I spend out of this paycheck is going to give to help somebody truly in need,
Mhm.
poor, widow, orphan, sex trafficked, no water, you know, villages with no water, then
Mhm.
you have become a master.
Mhm.
You have taken charge and you're like, I have the money and I'm giving away. I'm giving. And that opens up your mind to receiving.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you're like, oh, uh, I got it all. I can't give. I can't give because get any of it.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah. I know for me, it really helped to sponsor a child through a company, sponsor an orphan, because then you get a picture and sometimes you get letters. So it just was, it didn't feel like giving into the abyss and not knowing what's happening. You actually saw somebody that you were helping. That helped me a lot.
that's that's powerful. And it's interesting. I think it's called Child Fund, one of them. My son just had it on his heart to do the same thing.
Hmm.
So he was giving to King's Ransom, which I like because 100% of the money you give goes towards the person in need. All of the administrative costs, hiring people to process the checks, distribute them, those are all paid by a corporate sponsor.
Hmm.
So I kind of like, well, 100% of my money goes to helping the need. With the other organization, which my son, as a matter of fact, just joined, and he got his little picture. A portion of it you pay for both, so you're the sponsor for the child, and you cover the costs of processing and getting the things
Right.
over.
Yeah. Right.
But you have a relationship. You start to
Hmm.
build a relationship, and that's got to be really powerful.
Hmm.
And I think that has to change you when you're like, oh wow, I'm giving $40 a month. I can't buy that new shirt that's on sale. But wow, this person doesn't even have water and they don't even have 3 meals a day. And it's like a month's salary for them. I mean,
Yeah.
it really, it definitely opens us up to how much power we have to make a difference.
Hmm.
Um, so here's some other notes. If we are, we talked about money, talked about attitudes, and I want to bring this home with our attitudes towards money. Money is energy. Energy is powerful. we have to manage that power in a responsible way. We have electricity. Electricity is powerful, but we're not going to take a fork and stick it in the socket.
Mhm.
Right. We want to manage that power responsibly. Um, and it could be dangerous. It could hurt us, but it also helps us. Do you like electricity?
I do.
Do you love electricity?
Uh, I don't think I think about it. I think I take it for granted.
And maybe that's what we do with money as well. We do take it for granted.
Mhm.
Um, we don't treat it right. I think, and I probably do the same thing with electricity, but if I stop and think, I'm like, man, I love electricity. Without electricity, we wouldn't be here talking. Without electricity, we'd be in the dark. Without electricity, I wouldn't have ice cubes in the summer.
That's true.
Like, I mean, wow. Like, have you thought about ice cubes? So, um, money, we don't want to make it our God, because that's wrong. And that's what the scripture says. And we talked about that before, the love of money. It's okay to love money. You're just not making it your God. Um, money is a poor master, and we need to master it. Um, and with that love of money that scripture talks about, it talks about being in submission to money as if money is God. We don't want to submit to money. We don't want to be submissive to money. But in this culture, we're submissive to, I can't quit the job because of money. I'm going to submit and I'm going to bow down to the power that money has over me.
Or I can't help someone because of money. I don't have enough.
Right, right. I mean, when you do have enough, you just didn't manage it right. You just
Mhm.
let the money tell you how it wants to be spent. You just let
Right.
the money burn a hole in your pocket rather than taking charge. And this is where the mindset comes in. Um, you've got to take it back. And we also talked about loving money like a dog. Like, you love your family dog, but you're not going to let your dog jump on the guests or jump on top of the counter and eat the food. You're going to train it, and you're going to make the dog obedient to your wishes. It's the same thing with money. We need to make money obedient to our true wishes, not our spur of the moment. Man, you know, that shopping spree sounds good, or that, vacation that's really too much money for my budget right now. Um, yeah, don't let money put a hole in your pocket. Um, oh, I have this. Are you a donor or a vampire? Are you a giver or a Dead Sea? Are you the Dead Sea in Israel? It's fed by the Jordan River. And the reason it's dead is it collects everything from the Jordan River, and it doesn't give anything. It hoards everything. The Dead Sea is not a giver. That's why it's dead. So it's always taking resources, but it's never giving any resources back. So don't be a Dead Sea zone. You want to create a reaping and a sowing. The give and the take, the give and the take. And in investing, prioritizing cash flow, which is what you are doing right now. You opened your account. You're going to become part owner in a company that's going to pay you dividends. And you're going to keep that growing. Invest in your learning. Buy a book. Hire a coach. Hire me. Hire a different coach. Support Girl Scouts. Pay for a rock show. I don't even know why I wrote that. Pay for a rock show. I don't even know what that means. But any way that we can support Girl Scouts, buy Girl Scout cookies, or support. I love when I see kids trying to earn money with fundraising rather than just holding a bucket and begging. I love when they go out, when they knock on doors, and it's hard. I remember doing that as a child. I'm like, oh, I have to knock on a door. Do you want to buy a candy bar? Do you want to buy some cookies? But in order to freely receive, we have to first freely give. In order to freely receive honor, encouragement, compliments, more money, we need to freely give. It's sowing and reaping. You're not going to start a fire in the winter in Canada in your fireplace and say to the fireplace, give me some warmth first, and then I'll give you the wood. No, you got to put wood in the fireplace first. You have to freely give in order to freely receive. I think you had another comment.
No, I was just thinking when you said fireplace, I was thinking about campfire, same principle. Yeah, in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. So right on the same thing. Okay, so I put some other things. If you invest in entitlement, like, oh, I'm entitled to this, the government owes me this, my family owes me this. If you invest in entitlement, you're going to receive emptiness. If you're going to invest in speculation, which is like gambling, trying to get the hot stock tip that's going to make you rich overnight, you're going to reap a wild ride and then you're going to crash. If you invest in growth, you're going to reap a harvest. If you invest in foolishness, you're going to reap a whirlwind or disaster. If you invest in education, you're going to reap wisdom. So, just think about what you're investing in, because you're going to reap something from it. And then finally, I started writing a few things on saving money. I don't know. Do you guys have a Target up in Canada, or is that just a US thing?
It's a US thing.
They price match. They'll even price match stuff from Amazon.
Oh, wow. Walmart price matches here.
Okay. So yeah, who does that? How many people go shopping knowing where the cheapest price is and saying, hey, I can get it cheaper, will you price match?
Mm-hmm.
That's powerful. Buying generic or the store brand. You probably know this because I know you're a thrifty woman. Did you know that if you buy generic or if you buy the store brand, a lot of the times it's one of the popular brands?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah. Where does the store get, like, if you're buying, I don't know, canned beans? I don't know. What's the name of one of your grocery stores up there?
Co-op.
Co-op? Is that like
It's a provincial chain. Yeah.
It's a chain. Okay. So do they have like generic good?
They do.
Okay. Where do they get them? They get them from the popular, if you buy generic beans, they're not going out finding the bean people and canning it for them. No, they're going to the people that already can the beans, and they're like, hey, I'll take this many, I'm buying in bulk, put our label on it.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, you don't necessarily know which popular brand it is,
Right.
but yeah, a lot of times, all right, late fees. Have you ever had a late fee?
I have. I've had something go to collections before. When I was single, my internet bill, my Wi-Fi bill went to collections, and it was just little. It was like $250, and it made me so upset. It happened when I had cancer, and I just got behind on everything because I didn't have a healthy savings account, and I was living in my overdraft. And then I got cancer and was off work, and my paychecks were 60%.
Wow.
So yeah, so something went to collections, and yeah, after a few late fees. I haven't had a late fee in a long time. I think more than 10 years. It's been a long time.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to close out on that note. I like how you talked about your scenario, but you didn't blame the cancer.
No.
Oh, I had late fees because I got cancer. It was you admitted you were living on overdraft, you had some late fees, and then the whole ball of wax fell apart.
And I didn't do any savings, and I was living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah.
So that is a powerful test. And I'm sure you learned from that. You're like, I don't want to go through that again.
Never again. No.
So that is a super powerful lesson. We need to plan for the unexpected. I mean, life happens to all of us. So when things are good, when the harvest is plentiful, that's when you want to put time away for those times where, hey, maybe there'll be a rainy season or a drought season, and you'll have a small harvest.
Yes,
And you
exactly.
get back to what you put away. And if you do, whoever's watching, if you do find out you have a late fee, call them. Ask them to waive the late fee.
Is it Tammy Price who just gives such great advice on what to do if your bill goes to collections?
Tammy has some amazing advice. And if anybody is watching this and doesn't know Tammy Price, reach out to me or Grace. And if you are seriously in collections and you don't know what to do, and you're like, I'm going to do debt consolidation or whatever, we will hook you up with Tammy.
Yes.
And you can at least talk to her. She used to be on the mean side of collections, and now she's helping people. Now she's on the good side. But that's it. That's it. Look at where you have a surplus. Plan for when something unexpected comes. And if you get a late fee, second you get a late fee, call them. Just ask to waive it. Life happens. And 9 times out of 10, they'll waive it. So those are a few tips for you.
Thank you so much, Larissa.
Love you. Love everybody. Keep working. And we'll see you next month.